also that my show had value, and that, I'm sorry, that that what I was doing had value. And in the end, I'm sorry, I try not to cry on TV. And I think this is kind of like me on TV, so I apologize. And that it mattered. I see Karen is there, and she's been texting me as well. And so what I will just say is that in the end, thank you. Where I land is that the moment of guilt that I felt, that I went hard on so many issues, whether it was the Black Lives Matter issues of a young baby or a mom or a dad that was killed, or when we opened up people's eyes to the fact that Asian Americans were being targeted, and not just Black folks, or went hard for immigrants who've done nothing but come to this country like my parents did and try to make a life and defended them. Or whether we've talked about what the president is doing that is subversive to the Constitution, that is injurious to our liberty, defending books that people find inconvenient, that Nicole Hannah-Jones put into our spirit, that we need to understand 1619 as the real founding of this country, whether it's talking about any of these issues, and yes, whether it's talking about Gaza, and the fact that we as the American people have a right to object to little babies being bombed. And where I come down on that is I'm not sorry. I am not sorry that I stood up for those things, because those things are of God.
So we always want to lean into what we think that God said to do when we saw everything that was listed on what Joy Reid would and was saying. I know that there are a lot of Black people that are just leaning into the Donald Trumpedness of it all and thinks that just because they hate him, anything that she says to him, about him, by him is acceptable and okay. That anybody that's a Republican, it's okay for you all to speak negatively and nastily about them. That it's okay for any conservative to be talked about negatively and nastily, and blame it all on either if they're white, they're racist, or if they are Black, then they are coons, or whatever name is being called of people who look like me and Joy. Conveniently, Black people who talk about foundational Black Americans and ADOS, forget descendants of slaves or whatever, and people who are from America, born in America, raised in America, can differentiate when it's convenient for them and not recognize people who weren't born in the United States unless it's something that they don't like, then it's an issue. So I guess y'all going to ignore that for this daggone case, because they're just going to see that allegedly Joy is just a Black woman who is being taken down unfairly. Forget the things that she said. Forget the things that she allegedly stood up for. Forget about the books that she wanted into the schools, even though they were talking about nasty, negative stuff, actual stuff that should be taught at home by parents. If parents don't want their kids to know about being an ABCD, then parents should have the choice to not want to be taught, have their children taught ABCedness. They should have the ability to say what it is that they want to be done in the daggone classroom, instead of saying that everyone gets to say whatever they want to say and everyone has to accept it. This participation trophy-ness of it all is annoying AF, and y'all going to continue to stand 10 toes down on it and continue to lose Democrats and continue to lose progressives and continue to lose liberals, because you just think that you can say whatever you want to about the other side, but as soon as the other side says something about you, then you call them names and they're racist mostly, or white supremacists, of course. Why is it that it's okay for her to spew whatever she wants and say whatever she wants, and now all of a sudden someone's supposed to have sympathy for her? I have no sympathy for her whatsoever. She don't have no damn sympathy for me. This is the woman that said that we shouldn't talk to any relative that may have a different political view. She's the one that said, don't go to Thanksgiving and sit down with these people if they have a different political view, because allegedly we were put in harm's way. Help me understand where all of the slavery is at, all of the being put back in chains is at, all this crazy ass rhetoric that they were saying about this daggone man and the Republican Party as a whole and conservatives as a whole, while they call names on everyone. And as soon as someone says something about them, it's racist. How How do y'all get away in your brains to allow that to happen? Do you not see how hypocritical you are? You can dish it out, but you cannot take it. And that's what's going on with her right here. I have no empathy or sympathy for Joy Reid whatsoever. First of all, she gonna be all right. Even though she a Black woman, she gonna be all right. She can get on YouTube or wherever and do whatever. She already on TikTok. She gonna be fine. I'm sure she saved some of that daggone money. She don't have a problem with what it is that she said, but as soon as I say something, a bunch of y'all gonna have a problem with what I say because it don't agree with what you think Black people should believe in. No, I don't believe that you should be calling anyone name. And if she want to talk about God, she probably got the same grandmother that I had that said, if you don't have nothing nice to say, then you don't say anything at all. Don't be out here calling for people if you don't want them to call for you and respond. But that's exactly what she was doing. She was completely and utterly out of control. And she's so Black with all those daggone blonde wigs, talking about cultural appropriation, talking about Kamala did a flawless campaign. If Cam's campaign was flawless, then why didn't she make it as president? Bueller? Y'all can never see where you make any mistakes. This is no different than Tiffany Henyard watching and listening to her and her crash outs. It's no different than her not taking any accountability, not saying that she did anything wrong, not admitting to anything that she did wrong, not admitting to anything that she could have changed, nothing. So she did everything right as well. I love how all these Black people, specifically Black women, are out here doing everything in the world right. Everything in the world right, and yet Black women still remain at the bottom. Still at bottom of list we shouldn't be at the bottom of, top of list we shouldn't be at the top of, and then when someone actually says it, then y'all having an effing fit. Y'all doing the same things over and over and over again. Definition of insanity, changing absolutely nothing. Just think because you said so, because you're not going to tell me that that's somehow, some way going to make it. It's not working. It's not going to work for the Democrats in the next cycle if they're going to continue this way. It ain't going to. Who's going to hire Joy Reid, Bueller? Who's going to hire Joy Reid? Maybe Rolly Roll will hire her. Somebody else, Ricky Smiley, will hire her. Not on this radio show because that radio show is owned by white people. So if there's such a problem with white people, why is it that Ricky and DL still working for the white man since there's such a problem and they're going back to slavery? Since Trump allegedly has all this power, even though enough of these things were happening under Joe Biden, he white too, y'all can't see that for shit. Y'all don't see nothing that Joe Biden did wrong, but you got all this smoke for Donald damn Trump and y'all gonna do this shit every day? I sat through a whole presidency with y'all doing this shit. I'm not listening to that shit no more because none of it makes any daggone sense because y'all do the exact same thing. Just because you want to be all inclusive don't make you different because your inclusivity is you also saying that I have to be inclusive with it and I'm not. That I have to participate in this foolishness, and I won't. That I have to agree to what y'all say, and I don't. Everybody doesn't win. And until Democrats, progressive liberals realize that everybody can't win, and that y'all can't just sit and talk about people and don't think that people are going to eventually fight back, then this shit is just going to go round and round and effing round. Own your own ish, and then you ain't got to worry about the white man getting rid of your ass. Now all these people are saying to boycott MSNBC. Child, ain't nobody watching that damn station any daggone way. The ratings have dropped. Do y'all pay attention to the numbers? Do y'all pay attention to the news? MSNBC has already been dropping. One of the reasons is because of her. And the other reason is probably because of Maddow. But I'm sure there's something else over there. Because like I said, when we went over this on the day that she got fired, none of them people can relate to anyone who's under the age of 30. I can't even relate to them. They definitely ain't relating to the younger generation. And if you're not going to figure out a way to get to the younger generation as the elders die off, as the rest of us in the middle say, we tired of all this ish, who are you going to get to vote for y'all? Who are you going to get to vote for y'all? You're not going to get it by negative, nasty stuff that this woman spews out. But y'all keep doing it, and we'll just see how that actually works. I'm pretty sure we'll be seeing President J.D. Vance in 4 years if y'all continue this route, and this is what you want to support. But y'all let me know what you think. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you are new. I see you all in the next one.
They know better than to feed me anything because I do not care.